I have to open my glasses to see what the mouse is saying. The mouse is saying between the legs. Well, this is more than, if you can call them drawings. They are part of my notebooks. It relates with all the information that I read, then I discuss with different people, then I discuss with people sometimes in the street. And it's kind of like naked. It's to like, open myself to show my brain. Why you want to know everything?
This is the Art Museum of the Americas, located in the heart of Washington, D.C. And this is Jorge Tacla, a Chilean painter and illustrator who brings with him a traveling exhibition.
I've been introduced to the world of art since I was very young, but not to the visual art, to music.
Tacla's work explores the contradictory human condition. He draws inspiration from social, political, and historical events, some of which he has personally witnessed.
I went to the Conservatory of Music in Chile, and because of the political situation in Chile, the conservatory was closed.
On September 11, 1973, a coup d'etat took place in Santiago de Chile. It had a deep impact throughout the nation, and its violence reflected a cold era in Latin American history. It affected many lives, and it changed the artistic path of young Tacla.
I became very aggressive when people that I knew at the School of Music, they were killed. Because of that, I ended up, going to art school to do something, and then I got familiar with the visual art. And the most interesting thing about that school, it was, to deal with all the political problems, not about the teaching of, what I was getting as a knowledge as a painter, because we had not so much information, not very good relationship with the rest of the world. So what I learned there, it was more important as a human than as a painter.
In his latest series, Hidden Identities, Tacla shines light into the shadows of memory. This is a collection of drawings and paintings represented in different shades of gray and blue colors, painted in oil and mixed with cold wax.
The reason why I use cold wax is because it's similar to our skin. It's very sensitive and vulnerable, and it keeps the paintings in a kind of like a movement all the time because it's never dry. So all the pigment, they are still moving on into the work. So it reminds the body. So the material that I use is the remind of the body.
In 1981, after studying art in Chile, Tacla moved to New York. During his time in the Big Apple, another September 11th unfolded before the artist. It intensified his art even more.
Hablar de Jorge Tacla, este compatriota que ha vivido 11 de septiembre en los dos países, es particularmente emotivo para quien les habla.
Es notable que una persona como él haya vivido las dos experiencias estando en la misma ciudad. Porque claro, el golpe de Estado afectó a todo Chile. En Nueva York los aviones chocan y colapsan contra unas torres simbólicas. Es algo que se vive hasta el día de hoy en el sentido de una condena al terrorismo, una condena a los actos de violencia, y eso se expresa en esta obra.
These creations allow the viewers to interpret visceral and painful images that reflect psychological and emotional concerns.
My work deals with memory and the sickness of the brain. This painting referred to a very well-known situation in Chile with a woman called La Flaca Alejandra, who was captured by the military, and then through the process of her with her torture, they began to have relationships. She had the pain and pleasure because she started to be closer to the person who was torturing her, so that the bed means that. And then at the same time, there was a river in the middle of Santiago where bodies were thrown there and then disappearing through. Sometimes the aggressor doesn't have any conscience of his aggressiveness and comes close to the victim without any knowledge about the damage that has been created. And this series, deals a lot with that.
Moving on from the victims, their aggressors, and social insanity, Tacla's craft freezes time into historic images. These are moments of chaos, pain, and rupture which are forever displayed and represented through hidden emotions.
I don't paint flowers and, or just like, an abstract painting. My work it's full of issues. When everything is calm, everything is flat. There is nothing to psychologically to deal with, basically, more than that. In catastrophe, you see the reaction. My work is not about Chile only, it's about the entire world. This painting is a destroyed room in a building in Gaza. It's an ongoing problem, what's going on in Palestine. This is a relationship with something that happened in Iran. Part of the election process, there was this dead woman in the ground and another woman helped her. And it was a very well-known love, humanitarian action through another woman, and also it's remind a very classical work of art by Michelangelo La Pietà.
By incorporating terror, devastation, pain, and pleasure, Tacla brings to life memorable works of art created as a tribute to political remembrance and the interpretation of human emotions.
You put things through the limit, and that's why my work deals with that moment.